but we appreciate you kind of sharing some thoughts on technology and how everybody's been leaning on that more of late. So I will kick it over to you. Thank you so much, and sorry again for that.
Oh, perfect. No problem. This is a perfect segue because so much of getting started with video marketing is about just doing it and knowing that things will get glitchy, and technology is never gonna, be calm and patient and kind to you. So a lot of getting started with video marketing is about showing up and giving it a try and rolling with the punches when things go a little wacky. All right, so I'm gonna welcome you all here. I'm gonna also, you'll see in my slides, you're gonna see that I am going to do exactly done that. Am I there?
Okay, you're done.
Like I said, all the things. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get a move in. So a little intro about me. I am Sandra Funk, CEO and Principal Designer of House of Funk. We do design, build, renovations on the East Coast and beyond, and soon to be the Nashville area. I am one of the many people in this crazy 2020 world who has come to the realization that I no longer need to be in the greater New York area and I could live anywhere. And so we are following a dream and moving our little family down to Nashville, south of Nashville. We will still be doing builds, renovate, and design on the East Coast and beyond. We will just be adding Nashville to our repertoire. So very exciting. That's early 2021. I am also the founder of the Interior Design Standard. The standard is a template for designers to utilize my streamlined business processes and structures to create a design firm filled with joy and efficiency. All right, so I am going to show you the, I have a toolkit that you guys can definitely have. It gives you the exact specs on, the exact tripod we use, camera, all those little nitty gritty details. I didn't want to bore you to death, but feel free to DM me at House of Funk Design, and I will send you that toolkit with all the details. All right, but first we're going to talk about the importance of video marketing. So a video tells me so much more about a person than an image. We all know that, right? An image is worth 1,000 words. A video is worth 1,000,000, right? So you not only get to understand my portfolio, what I'm capable of, right? Some testimonials to see what people think about me, but you're actually able with video to get to know me, right? To get to know my cadence and the rhythm with which I speak, to get to know my quirks and how I talk, and if I sound like I'm from Michigan, or have I spent enough time on the East Coast to sound like an East Coaster yet, and when will I pick up a y'all? I'm really planning on that late 2021, in case you're wondering. All right, blogs are a great way to show personality, but video is better. So I love an SEO keyworded blog post to help drive traffic to your website, but I've got to tell you, when it comes to social, video is king right now. That is what is grabbing your attention. That is what's, showing up in that little live, is where people are spending their time and energy. And it's where the social media platforms are spending their time and energy. So video is going to get more views because the algorithms like video better right now. So the future is video, and it's time to hop on board. If you haven't started yet, I highly recommend that you do. Try it out. So let me tell you a little bit about how I got into video, because it wasn't like I was chomping at the bit to get started. So I love this little image, do it later. My team kept telling me that what I just told you, video is where it's at. We need to get to video. But I was like, yeah, sure. I'm into that. Yeah, we'll try that. I just kept kicking that can down the road because it's scary. It's scary to, roll camera and sit there and put yourself out there in this way. So I was literally like yesing my team as if I yes my kids, you know, like they're like, can we go to Disney? And I'm like, sure, one day, you know, you're kicking that can. So finally my team came up with a brilliant idea. They said, we're going to open a bottle of wine, we're going to roll camera, and we're going to ask you questions related to design, something you already know the answer to. So I was like, oh, we're going to have wine on Wednesday afternoons. I'm in. So here's what happened. They made it simple. They asked questions that I already know the answers to. So that is key, right? Don't start doing video marketing and start working on something that is like hard or difficult. Start with something that you know like the back of your hand. This will allow you to get comfortable with the camera, comfortable with video, you know, set yourself up for success when you first start on video and keep it very simple. So the fact that we were going to open wine, be relaxed and silly made it really easy for me to show up, right? So I could kind of, you know, cheers and we could laugh and we could get a little giggly. And it was kind of fun and off the cuff. It really started out very low key, you know, talking about, do you like the, you know, do you karate chop your pillows or not? I mean, we were keeping it chill. And then it became more and more about our design community as time went on. One thing led to another, and we began adding art and greenery to the background. We upgraded our lights. We put more effort into what was happening behind me. You know, we invested in a better camera. We played around with different speakers and mics. So like, you know, we slowly iterated over time to make this better and better. So for us, the reason that video is so important to getting that know, like, and trust factor, that is what marketing is about, right? People hire people who they know, like, and trust. So why video works so well is because you're live, you're getting the real me. You know, I can't be, you know, Instagram worthy photo, airbrushed, perfected. I'm gonna say things weird, I'm gonna do things weird. This is the real me, there's no filter. And so authenticity is built into video, right? You're letting people see the real you. There's real mistakes. You're really going to pronounce authenticity wrong, and you're just going to keep going because this is real life. But that's what brings you to know your audience better, like them, trust them, right? It's that repetition. So what are the results of video? So going live in a comfortable environment helped me get ready for recording video. So being able to go live on Design Sips and just, you know, have a glass of wine, cheers, go live, no pressure, helped me get to the point where I'm sitting here across from you today. So clients were noticing and they felt like they already knew me the first time we met. So I remember standing on the front porch at a new potential client. They'd been vetted and gone through our whole potential client process. And we were at the step in that process where it's time for me to go to the home and meet those homeowners and see the project. So I'm, you know, standing on the front porch, ring the doorbell. The client opens the door and they scream at the top of their lungs, "Funk is in the house!" They had been watching Design Sips and they knew my personality well enough to know that I would crack up laughing. They offered me a glass of wine. It was 10 a.m. I said, no, thank you. And off we went and did the proposal. So I saw the project. We were laughing and joking. It was like they already knew me because they'd been watching me on Design Sips. So they'd been having an afternoon cocktail, doing the chit chat right there with me, because again, the format that we set up makes them feel like they're right there with me. So important. So again, Design Sips was born and we've been doing this for years now. Here's an early iteration, you know, different hair, different hair color, different hair length, but we've been doing Design Sips for a long time now and it has been so much fun. It has been so important to so many other aspects of my business as well. Like the interior design standard, we built our business program, which in a large part is video content tutorials, along with downloads and all kinds of resources. But the backbone of the standard is video of me talking about the backbone of my business. And so twofold, right? Design Sips was really gathering a designer audience because other designers were saying, oh, what's Sandra up to, right, in my local area? And then eventually the questions that came into Design Sips, because we do kind of an open format chit chat, the questions that were coming through on DM were designer questions. And I was getting a ton of questions about the business of interior design, not, you know, on how I fluff my pillows. And so that is where the standard came from. It came from a natural market of other designers getting together and talking business and talking shop and having a cocktail on Wednesday afternoons. So here's how you can get started doing video in your business. If you don't know the tech, like you saw me looking for a little bit of help with my screen share, if you don't know the tech, surround yourself with those who do. You know, as interior designers, we cannot be masters of everything, right? We would need to know plumbing, electrical, how furniture is built, everything about window treatments, everything about technology, everything about marketing, everything about accounting. I'm gonna stop talking now. But basically, my rule of thumb as an entrepreneur is you cannot be an expert in all of those fields. Your head would pop off. So find an expert in all of those different areas, and an expert in video or an expert in tech is definitely one of those that you need to cultivate. You don't have to do it all yourself. Go live. Okay, I know this sounds like it's going to be the hardest way to go, not the easiest, but I highly recommend you start by just going live on Instagram or Facebook or both. If you've got two phones, because you've got someone who's good at tech with you, go live on both places and get double the eyeballs, right? The more time that you have to review the content, watch yourself back, think about maybe making an edit, or even if you trip over a word in your live, you giggle, you go on, you show your personality, right? You trip over a word, you do what you do when you trip on a word. And that's the authenticity part. If you're recording, and I do this all the time, if we have to record something because we're going to give it to someone, I will stop mid-sentence and go, can we start over? Instead of just laughing, smiling, shrugging, being real and authentic, and keep going. So I always try to stay live rather than in recording another take mode whenever possible, to the point where my team will tell me we're live, even if we're not, because they know I'll just keep going. Live is really, really, it's easier to forgive yourself and to just keep going. And really, you know, you can get all sorts of analytical and crazy if you're going through and watching it back before you're moving forward with publishing that content. So after the live, I do recommend that you share it to your story, you save it, whatever it is, capture that live, and then do go ahead and watch it back. You are watching it back, not to be critical to yourself, not to nitpick whatever hairstyle you chose to do that day. You are watching it back to decide that your lighting needs to be brighter. You're watching it back to say, you know what, I need stage makeup when I'm on video because I really do get washed out. You need to watch it back to say my background is creating a weird halo shadow behind my head, or I'm backlit and it looks like I'm, going live from a cave, all the things, right? You do want to watch it back, not for critical, not to be so picky on yourself, but to say, I remember I was early on, I was watching stuff back and I was doing this thing, I'm going to demonstrate it. I was doing this thing where I was talking with my hands and I looked like I was swiping at the camera because I was such exaggerated hand movements. And then I'd watch another one back and it looks like I'm in a straitjacket because I never moved, right? So you need to kind of temper all of that and pay attention. All right, again, don't be hard on yourself. Others, and then ask others for input as well. So I do think this is really important, and it's great to have a team that will share honest to goodness things with you. I used to go live in am I in it now? I'm in a swivel chair, but I've gotten better, right? I used to go live and I would swivel, and everyone, my team was like, you look like you're nervous because you're fidgeting all over the place, right? So I'm sitting in a swivel chair today, but I've really done a pretty good job, I think, of breaking the swivel habit. You need to kind of have that, that openness as well to improve. All right, and then bring your most confident self. Listen, hair and makeup and jewelry and maybe a little Rent the Runway make me feel confident and camera ready. So I'm gonna bring that best version of myself that feels like I've got this to the camera. You might be one of those gorgeous, no makeup, natural hair face babes. Do it. bring your best self, bring your most confident, camera ready self, and you will be able to shine. One thing to do as well is wear solid colors, avoid white, and if you need a boost, rent something special. So carefully considering what you're wearing is, maybe jewelry is just as important as the content that you're going to say. A lot of times on video and social, people are scrolling past with their phone on silent, right? They're not, they're just kind of cruising through. So what you're presenting to the world is as important to grab their attention and have them actually click on and listen to you. So you want to make sure you're representing your brand. Also, white can wash you out. And solid colors play better on camera. Very detail-y prints and things that are very busy can do those weird, can get weird on camera, or can look a little like they're moving, when it does a funny thing. Anyway, I have no words. It does a funny thing. And then I love to do Rent the Runway or something like that when you need just a change of scenery in your wardrobe, but you don't want to invest. It's a great thing for when you're going live, because you want to be in different wardrobes if you can. Another thing that I love to do is I have a few of the same simple black tunic. I wear it all the time. I wear it with different scarves, with different jewelry. That is I like the idea of it also being a uniform where it's really not about the outfit and I play up some other aspect. Okay, this is important. Don't get caught up in the number of views or the number of followers in the very beginning. And really don't get caught up in it ever. Although I do believe in tracking metrics and watching for, to kind of see how things are going in the long run. But I do not think that you should worry about it in the beginning. We started out and we were literally working on crickets. I mean, we were like, yay, my mom and my sister came and watched Design Sips this week. And they are still watching Design Sips. Thank you, mom and sister. But now we have a wonderful audience that shows up and, is supportive and collaborative and beautiful, but it starts out slow. It's about consistency and continue to show up. All right, some resources for video marketing. We started on our iPhone and we still use our phones for most content today. Obviously, our phones keep getting upgraded. Our cameras keep getting better. The audio quality is quite good. So you can start right where you are. We use a simple tripod. A steady camera makes a huge difference. So getting a simple tripod is number one. You have a phone that already takes video and audio. Get yourself a tripod and you're off and running. Then next thing, it's an investment piece, but absolutely worth it, is a ring light. So we are shooting this video right now in my basement. There's no natural light. Thank you, COVID, for the home office activities. A great LED ring light really gives us all the light that we need coming at our face, not down with shadows, and never ever from behind, because then you look like you're in a cave. One of the things we do is prepare. So I love to have bullet points to kind of speak from, a script, or someone prompt me with questions. If I really know my subject matter, a simple question answer conversation is often my favorite. All right, so what is the process for really getting going with video? Sit down and determine who you are speaking to. Who is your ideal client? So this is definitely number one for me. When you go live, are you talking to your ideal client? Because that is who you should be talking to. So identifying who that is and really knowing what they need from you is number one. We map out themes for each month in our social media and our marketing campaigns. So our marketing content is always based on that theme. It makes it simple. Like if I know I'm working on utility spaces for this month, I'm going to talk about mudrooms and laundry rooms and great materials for those, and these, efficiency hacks and ways to keep them clean and bright and beautiful, and ways to want to go into my laundry room, right? These are all the things that I could go and riff and chat, for a whole Design Sips episode or two on that topic. So when you give yourself a framework with themes, it really helps it from just saying like, yes, I should go live. Yes, I should go live. But what am I going to talk about? So instead of wondering that and thinking that you're just going to be off the cuff all the time, go ahead and make yourself an outline so you know what you're working from. Themes can center around seasons, ideal client interests, your most asked questions are an amazing place to go, all the things. So we love to work with our potential client questions as like a jumping off point for a Design Sips episode. So, you know, am I the right, are you the right designer for me? What's it going to cost to work with you? How long will this process take? Those are all wonderful things to talk about when you go live on video. Keep it, you know, light and fun, but answer their most asked questions will be a wonderful starting point. So this content will come back around annually and will be updated, freshened up with new images and the latest and greatest. So the thing about doing monthly themes is, as long as you keep them evergreen, meaning every year you can talk about holiday decorating, every year you can talk about spring cleanup, right? So once you lay out that theme and you do your initial, like, let's check our portfolio for all the images of utility spaces, right? Every year you're going to add new images because you're going to complete new projects and photograph them, as well as you're going to do a little video clip on that. You're going to maybe, you know, do a little tutorial where you're standing in your mudroom and you're showing what this beautiful cabinetry was, how it was designed to be the most efficient. So collect all of that material together, and every single year you come back around, you're not looking at a blank sheet of paper. You're not starting at zero with what should I talk about today. You have talking points, you have content, you have past videos to look at and go, how could we improve that and make it fresh for today? So once you've done this once, you have a structure and a framework to keep doing it every year, and it gets more and more efficient and more detailed and has more depth and more quality. So we have a recurring Asana task to track all of our social metrics so that we can see how we're doing. If one of our monthly themes is really a dud and nobody cares about it, we will obviously look at it, refine it, try to resuscitate it, or swap it out for something else. And when we track those metrics, we can understand what's performing and what's not working. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm obsessed with Asana, and there's an Asana masterclass that I love, all about how we use Asana in our interior design business as well. All right, having a system in place will keep you efficient and consistent with video creation. Again, setting up this structure, committing to a rhythm once a month, once a week, once a day, whatever it is that you are going to do, commit to it and then schedule it, and then do that content framework. The systems will just clip right along, and the next thing you know, you are consistently showing up for your audience, building know, like, and trust. All right, we have time for questions. I know we had a crazy delay, so I'm not sure if we are going to have live questions, or you let me know.
Yeah.
Yep, excellent.
Okay, cool.
Okay, great.
And then we have a couple popular questions I thought we could
Yes.
run by.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Okay, so do you find that video performs well in non-newsletters?
Okay, we know because we have the metrics, right? Video is the most clicked on item. When we send out an email newsletter and it has a video clip, that is the most clicked on item that goes out in our video newsletters. Okay, we can do the quizzes, we can do the checklists, we can do the checkout, you know, Pinterest page, whatever. Video wins. So if you have a video that you went live and you saved, like I said, you can then reuse that content by sending it out to your list, your email list, and tell them, you know, this video will help you with XYZ, and link to that video. You will see, watch your metrics. That is going to get the clicks.
Designers are always asking, do I need a professional film team?
No, definitely not. Honestly, a good tripod, a good light, and if your sound is not coming through clearly, there's all kinds of great mics out there. We tend to tape a mic under the table in front of me because then I don't fuss with it. If it's on my shirt, often I move around too much and it sounds like I'm moving around too much. But if you can tape a mic to the table in front of you, or a clip mic is nice if you're at a live event, that will really help capture your sound. Sometimes we're in a situation like right now where we're in a room that's really set up nicely. The laptop is right in front of me. We've done this sound check many times. We know that that's capturing sound plenty good and it's not over amplified or blown out. And so we don't even need it. A lot of times if you really upgrading your phone to the next best camera and sound is really all you need. And then a steady hand, which means for me, a tripod, because just can't seem to get the selfie thing going. The angle is never right. It's just not even worth fussing with. I'd rather all day long, I'd rather set up a tripod and a good light and off we go.
Awesome. Okay, and last, you talked about having a plan. How do designers define their ideal client?
So finding your ideal client, I would say this is number one in marketing, period, let alone video marketing. So go back to your past clients, any of them that were really stand out, like there was good flow, everyone was communicating really clearly, you were getting along great. And then look, if you can find 2 or 3 of those clients that everything really was on point, what are their similarities? Okay. If you are too junior in your career that you don't have 2 or 3 past clients to look at in this way, you can then look at what do you think your ideal client would be. So for me, I know my ideal client is 2 working partners, right? A family that have some children, 2 to 3 children, and at least 1 dog, and jobs, both have jobs, right? So this ideal client is, I know it sounds crazy and detailed, and they're probably between 42 and 48. But I'm going to tell you over and over again, they are the ones who value interior design, do not have the time to be messing with everything. You know what I mean? Like they're not changing their mind and overanalyzing and changing their mind because they're busy. They have careers, they have children, they have a dog. The dog thing, I think, is about, it's so funny because you could like dig into each one of these, right? But I think the dog thing is about like, there's no such thing as perfection. And I think dog owners know that, right? They know that there's going to be the little paws are going to scratch floors and there's going to be dog hair and they're going to chew on something once in a while. And I just think that dog owners have like a little bit of a laid back vibe. And I love to design with patina and like over time finishes get richer because life happens. And with that mindset, my dog owners are my ideal client. So it's really fun to look at who has worked in the past, or, a lot of times your ideal client is yourself. If you don't have past ideal clients to go to, you can look at yourself because you're naturally going to network with other homeowners, with other friends with kids in school, with other people that live in your area, or go to your, golf club or whatever it is. So sometimes you are your ideal client because you are going to naturally attract and get to know other people who are in a similar time and phase of life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you everyone for coming and attending.
Yes, thank you so much. I wish you tons of luck. And again, feel free to DM me. I'm House of Funk Design, and we will give you the, the model number on our light, our tripod, the camera, all the things so that you can get started with video marketing. But don't forget, you and your camera, you can start today. Good luck, guys.
Universal.
Thank you. Thank you, Neil. Thanks, Universal. Enjoy.